Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Thursday afternoon. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well this season. I got to work for you. Tap in. Currently driving, guys, but I got a download I wanted to share with you guys. Now, this is definitely not for me, but I've been here at some point a while ago. So, many times when you're in the middle of that transition, it's like you don't want to go back, like there's nothing to go back to, but you have not arrived to where God has promised you. So you're kind of lingering in that middle, and you feel like you're stuck. You feel like you can't go up, down, left, or right. Then you feel like God has went silent on you. Well, when things like that happen, it's easier to go back or want to go back, because remember, back is comfortable. Even if back is toxic, it's comfortable. It's a safe place, is what you know. But when you're in transition, it's very, very, very uncomfortable because you don't feel safe, right? You don't feel safe. So not only will the enemy tempt you by having people from your past to call you, he will start to put a desire and this longing internally inside of you that makes you want to go back, right? You may want to call that ex. You may want to go back to the place where God called you from. You may want to go back to a toxic situation of any sort. It could be toxic family. It could be a toxic job. But you're only feeling that longing and that pulling because you feel empty, you feel lost, you feel sad, and you feel like God have abandoned you. But let me just tell you something. Anybody who arrives to destiny season had to go through that process. Of course, it's different processes for everybody, but it's still that same feeling of despair, of frustration, of loneliness, even anger at times, if you're honest, right? Because it's almost like, well, why would you nudge me? Why would you call me? And now that I decided to answer the call, it's like I'm being led astray. Well, wherever God is taking you is bigger than you. So it's almost like you want to come from just a life of how you known it to God-given blessings without any type of training or conditioning. It doesn't work like that, right? For one, you wouldn't be able to handle it. God have to literally strengthen you to be able to handle it. So within that process, within that transition, he's going to strengthen you. This is why you're taking so many hits and it feels like things are coming back to back. He is strengthening each thing you go through, each hurt, each frustration, each rejection, each this, each that. It is literally building your character. You don't feel that now, but that's what it's doing. Because once you get to due season, you'll be able to blow things out. Things that used to bother you, you won't even give it like a second look. So everything you're going through in this process, God is literally conditioning you, right? He allowed people to go silent on you because you're so used to being able to, sorry guys, you're so used to being able to hear other people's voice. Like, you want everybody's opinion. It's like, what do you think God think about this? What do you think God think about this? So he will shut people's mouth on you because he needs you to learn how to hear from him for yourself. And not only that, sometimes people give you the wrong answers, and it's not intentional. They're only giving you what they think or what they may have experienced in their own spiritual journey, but it's an individual walk. So they can't really give you something at times because what you feel is internal. This is why you got to be careful, because they'll tell you to walk away from something that you feel an internal nudge to stay on that path. So God needs you to get so disciplined that you can hear his voice for yourself, because God's voice is very, very subtle. It's very still, but it's like a prompting, but you have to just know it, because we all hear from God differently. So he is training you to hear from him in the way that you will be hearing from him. So you're not going crazy. I'm gonna have to pause this, guys. Sorry.